Hey everybody, decided to do something a little bit different on this video. So we've all been there, going out to the record store and flipping through stuff and find something we've never heard of or whatever, and on a whim decide to go ahead and buy it. Generally speaking, it's something that's not too expensive. So that's what's basically known as a blind buy. Obviously, in our age of technology, we can Google a band or whatever. So I mean, you may have some sense of what you're getting into, but you haven't listened to it before. So that still constitutes a blind buy. So I picked 10 of my favorite blind buys so far since I started collecting. I did not include anything from my Metalhead Box subscription that I was doing. Simply because, it was chosen for me. I didn't actually get to pick it out myself. I mean, it can still, I guess, count as a blind buy because I did pay for it, not knowing what was coming. But I really feel like it's just going to be a true blind buy, like you actually looked at the record, physically. So that's what I consider to be a blind buy. So first up is the band 1782, and this album is called From the Graveyard. So this band is an Italian, you can't really probably tell from the cover itself, but they play a very traditional style of doom. Very good stuff. This is, I think, their second album on Heavy Sight Sounds Records, and it came out in, it looks like 2021. But very good stuff. I do have another album by them as well. I think this is just on Plain Black. Yeah. But very, very good album. Been not too long since I listened to it last, but definitely a band worth checking out, 1782. The next band is a UK thrash band called Warfare, and this is their Mayhem Fucking Mayhem album, which was originally done in 1986 on Sanctuary Records. This is a reissue on Back on Black Records, and I got this at a the Southeast Punk Flea Market, I want to say last year. But anyway, so like I said, the UK thrash. This is one of two albums I had by them. I ordered another one off of Amazon, I believe. So this is, so the interesting note on this is Kronos from Venom plays bass on this and also does, I think, a majority of the production on this as well. Really good stuff. Nothing too technical or anything, just some pure raw thrash. This next one I bought at Music Gator in Sumter, and this is the band Tattoo with the album Blood Red. I bought it primarily because it's on the Metal Blade label. Nothing too fancy, just some good old 80s metal. I'm not quite sure where they're from. Let's see. Their management is in Chicago, so maybe they're from there as well. And this was released in 1988. It's the only album I have by them. I don't know if they have any more. It is an original pressing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tim Eaton also has this one. The next one I got at Papa Jazz, and for $15 wasn't a bad buy at all. This is Hummingbird of Death with their album Skullvalanche, which on Deep Six Records. And let's see if we got a year anywhere on here. I'm not seeing one. So obviously the band is new to me. But the genre they play was also kind of new to me. So they're basically what's known as power violence, which is a combination of death metal and hardcore, but not exactly like grindcore, which leans more towards the death metal side. Power violence really leans more into the hardcore side of things. But this is the only album I know of them. I really haven't researched anything after this, but it is a really good album. I don't know if you can find them on any streaming sites or anything. But Hummingbird of Death, Skullvalanche, really good stuff. Another one that I'm trying to remember where I got from. I want to say I got this at Papa Jazz too, but I don't see a Papa Jazz sticker on here, so I may have actually got this from Scratch and Spin. But anyway, the band is called Trappist, and the album is entitled Ancient Brewing Tactics, which it came out in 2018 on Relapse Record, which generally they release a lot of metal stuff too. There's a little bit of crossover mixed in, but not a whole lot. They're mainly hardcore. I do also have a split EP of theirs as well. This is some really good stuff here. There's a bit of punk hardcore and doom in my selections from these blind buys, by the way. This one I did get, the next two I did get from Papa Jazz. This is Hippies in Flames, Burn One. And they're basically like hardcore and crust punk kind of mixed them together. So basically crustcore is what it is. It's really good stuff. This came out, hopefully I find a year on here. I don't think I'm going to. Let's see. Nope. No year on this. But Hippies in Flames, Burn One. Check them out. Another hardcore album. This is from a band called Dead Icons, and the album is called Condemned, and it came out in 2012 on Bullet Tooth Records. Kind of, I don't know if I would call it your standard hardcore. Like, it's not like New York hardcore. But it's definitely not anywhere near crossover. But really good stuff from this band. I cannot remember where they're from. I think they're from California, though. Next up, next two, I got at Scratch and Spin, and they are both local bands. So the next one is Brandy and the Butcher, Lucky Foot, local punk band. This came out in 2022. I think this is their first album. Female-fronted punk band, kind of similar I would say in the vein of like the Plasmatics, and there was like another band. I'm trying to remember who I thought they kind of remind me of a little bit, but it's escaping me right this moment. But really good local band. This is on. Let's see if we can find out a label on here. Man, I can't really see that, but I really can't tell you what this label is, to be honest. The logo is really small. All I can see is the word records, and I want to say it says Runner Records, but I could be wrong. So don't take that, uh, you know, don't quote me on that. They also put out another album, I think, in 2024. But like I said, just, some standard, really good, plasmatic style punk. And my other local band, this is, I'm assuming it's pronounced Minerva. The album is called Hollow. To my understanding, it's their only album on Black Doom Records. Came out in 2022. And these guys really, they play pretty much a traditional style of Doom. So I think a couple of the members are in a local punk band as well, but I cannot remember the name. Something about cats. And I haven't seen any of their stuff to grab, but I do know that this is on like Amazon Music, so it probably is on some other streaming stuff too. And the last one I'm going to show you, I also got at Scratch and Spin, and it was probably my most expensive blind buy, at $30. Most of these weren't like 20, 15, something around there. This one is Space Slug, a spacey stoner doom style. The album title is something Orion or Orion something. I cannot remember the name for the life of me, but one disc is purple and the other disc is blue, I believe. Yep. But if you like that kind of atmospheric stoner doom stuff, Space Slug is definitely for you. This is all I have on them so far, but they have a lot of albums. And I don't know what year this came out because there's nothing on the disc or anything. I don't even think on the inside that says when this came out. And it looks like it's on Kozmik Records, Kozmik. I don't see a year when this released. Yeah. But those are just 10 examples of when you find something you've never heard of and you pick it up and it's really good. There's other times when you buy something you've never heard of and it really sucks. And so it ends up either going back to the store you got it from or in the hands of a friend or something like that. I've had a couple of my blind buys. In fact, I got one that I'm going to be sending out to Ron as soon as I get the opportunity to go to the post office. But I sent him probably a couple other like blind buys, and they were okay, but just stuff I wasn't going to listen to a lot. But don't be afraid to pick up something you've never heard of. you might be very well pleasantly surprised in what you end up getting. So anyway, those are the 10 that I have. Hoping that other people might jump on this thread, and interested to see what everybody else comes up with. But thanks for watching, and God bless.